seen more South Africans here at Murrayfield than today. It's you can hear them. They're going crazy. It's going to be a very, very exciting first 20.
It is the biggest match of the Rugby World Cup so far. Just settle back and enjoy it with our commentator.
Paris at the end of the Five Nations. Just van de Westhuizen to Andre Venter, the big flanker. But not before he'd had to take a hit. Yanni de Beer gets his first kick away to touch. There's Yanni de Beer. Just winning his 9th cap today. Probably going to join Sale after this World Cup. They've certainly been in negotiations and it looks as if the contract's been sorted. De Beer again. Brendan Venter, brother of the flanker, going through the middle. Played his club rugby last season for London Irish. Across comes Glenn Metcalf. Inside to Cammy Murray. And the veteran Armstrong hoists it down to Percy Montgomery. He hoists it again deep into the 22. Just looking for space. When Metcalf is back. And away to touch. All very scrappy, Scott.
Yeah, but a good kick there from Glenn Metcalf. It was a sensible play. I thought he put his pressure under Cameron Murray earlier in the 22 there, but these are early moments yet. Nerves will be playing very much a part of the early part of the game.
The all-important lineouts. You've got to find your men. The first one goes to South Africa and Naka Drotska, the hooker. Off the top. Oh, the little dummy held on and nobody was taking any dummies. Big hit there from Andy Leslie. Free kick. That was back to the line-out. He must have done Scotland for closing the gap. It's going to be a scrum down to South Africa. And this first scrum, again, is very, very important. Scotland have taken a little bit of a gamble here, playing George Graham, who's not a specialist tight head, against the mighty Os Durant. They're conceding something like 11 pounds a man. There's George Graham, number 3 for Scotland, up against the mighty Os Durant, who is well over 20 stones. Penalty offside against Scotland. Percy Montgomery has stepped out. He's a left footer and he'll be looking to find a touch deep in the Scottish 22. And he's got one just inside it. Clayton Thomas, the Welsh touch judge on that side. Percy Montgomery, who's been under enormous pressure in South Africa. He's had a difficult season, but Nick Mallett stayed with him. Venter taking the ball up for the first time. Os Durant trying to burrow his way through. He goes to floor. And Scotland have got the turnover. No, they haven't. Gary Armstrong's disgusted, the referee telling him to be quiet, but they thought it was coming the Scottish side. He's whistled up saying it was an inconclusive ruck and that South Africa will have the put-in.
South Africa got a great platform here. Scotland thought they'd stolen the ball, but Colin Hawke was quick on the whistle there.
And I think Scotland might have had just reason to complain.
It's one of these moments where actually the ball popped out the back on the Scotland side, and unfortunately Colin Hawke had blown his whistle at the wrong time.
So the South Africans still in a very, very good attacking position. right in front of the post, so they've got good width both sides of the field, and the put in at the scrum. Oh, and he's fed the ball, Colin Hawke, showing that he is going to play the regulations as laid down by the World Cup committee. They want the ball to go in straight at the scrums. Quickly taken, a great little burst from Metcalf. Armstrong to Townsend. Little chip through by Tate. Promising signs.
Scotland looked sharp there. It was great to see Gregor Townsend put the ball through his hands quickly there. Look at that pass. It just gave Tate a little bit of room. Feeds the ball through in the foot there.
The veteran Alan Tate, marvellous player. One of the only 5 players in the tournament to have taken place in the inaugural tournament back in '87. Big bang there from number 6, Rassie Erasmus. Ball's not coming, scrum down, South African put in.
Very good defence there. Gary Armstrong in the thick of the action there, but Martin Leslie took some bump there.
None the worse for it though, straight back up. Very strange, during the anthems, Rassie Erasmus suddenly shot off the field as soon as the South African anthem ended. I don't know whether it was a call of nature or whether he'd forgotten his gum shield or something. Yanni de Beer. Good kick, it stretched Metcalf, but there was Simpson back, he couldn't hold on to the pass. Difficult moment for Scotland, under pressure and found wanting.
Well, Metcalf, he's a very, very keen runner of the ball, but he just put Gordon Simpson under a bit of pressure there. Gordon Simpson knocks on to give South Africa a scrum in Scotland's 22.
Van der Westhuizen feeds again, De Beer, this time he's going to try and run it. A little tiny bit of space there for Robbie Fleck. Big drive from Brendan Venter for his brother Andre. Plays very much as a second 5'8". Poor pass, but Yanni de Beer still has a chance. Tries to wriggle through. Now this time Scotland do have the turnover. De Beer couldn't hold on to it. Rousseau is the man back. Now he can be very elusive, but Metcalf's got a hand to it. Has it broken for him? Go on, says the referee. It wasn't a knock forward. Scotland have it. Can they free it quickly? Well, it's a penalty given against the South Africans if there's no advantage to the Scots. I thought it might have been a penalty right in front of the post. They've given it. Armstrong, what's he going to do? He's the captain as well, the scrum half, so he's the decision maker. But a great chance, Scott, for Scotland.
Marvellous counter-attack in there from Glenn Metcalf. Here we look at the close situation there. It was certainly offside and obviously a high tackle as well, but I think Scotland through Kenny Logan will go for the 3 points.
Kenny Logan took over the duties as the first choice place kicker against Wales last season. And with 9 minutes gone, he has the chance to give Scotland the lead. This must go over. Scotland doesn't just expect, it demands. Nice and cool, didn't try to hit it too hard, through the middle it goes, and Scotland lead 3-0.
Well, the goal kicking is a facet of play that's going to win World Cups, and in Jenkins and Wilkinson, we've got some of the best there. But going back to the action here, here's Rousseau put under a bit of pressure with the bounce of the ball, and And although he cleared to touch, look at Metcalf coming there. Great follow-up by Metcalf. And had the foresight to go after the ball. Look at him, eyes on the ball. Regather, maybe a hint of the knock-on there.
And Simpson has collected the restart. Big drive, powerful drive. Trying to get something going forward. In go the South Africans. Good control though. Armstrong just telling his forwards to get in there and clean that ball out. South Africans penalised though for playing on the floor. Gregor Townsend, who now plays his rugby down in Breed. Oh, but that's a bad mistake. He's missed the touch. Rousseau gets past 3 men. Now he's brought down. Oh, and Scotland have got the scrum. That's as good as a turnover.
Well, they'll be pleased with that because Gregor Townsend really should have found touch, but 3 missed tackles there to let Rousseau into a very, very strong position, but Scotland's defence was equally strong there.
Rousseau complaining. There's always one black mark against you if you lose the ball after you've taken it into a tackle. Well, so far, the scrums have been indecisive. We haven't really seen an advantage to one side or the other. Down it goes again. We can expect penalties very shortly if this is not sorted out. Referees are not going to tolerate messing around in the front row. The Scottish front row very much shorter than the South African one, and we thought that could cause problems. South Africans getting the pressure on. It was out just before it went down. Townsend, and that's another poor kick. He's outside the 22 and it's skewed off the outside of his boot into touch.
This is where we need Gregor Townsend for Scotland to be at his best there, but we've seen 2 poor kicks from Gregor. He won't enjoy those.
Just a 3-man line-out for the Springboks. Allowed to jump unopposed. Joost van der Westhuizen decides to have a little dig himself. That's what he's renowned for, of course. Fenta. Oh, and they got backs up against forwards there. Dangerous for Scotland. Joost hauled down. And it was a penalty. He got there very, very quickly, did Budge Pountney. And the reason was that he was offside.
Good hands here, though, from Venter onto Rousseau. Rousseau's a great, great runner of the ball. But we see Pountney going round the right of the ruck there, and you quite clearly offside taking Van der Westhuizen.
Yeah, he's got to join that ruck from behind the hindmost foot. He can't come in from the side. So now a very dangerous situation for Scotland. South Africa have a line out just about 3-4 metres out from the Scottish line. Few little Scottish mistakes, Scott, that are putting them under pressure, but when they're getting it together, they seem to be matching the South Africans at the moment.
That's correct. What we've got to see is Gregor Townsend especially eliminating these mistakes from his game. He can't afford to put his teammates under pressure. And if we can just get out of this area, Scotland may well survive.
Andrews at the front of the line-out. Van den Berg. It goes to Fenta, though, even further back. And a big drive. They're swinging it round to try and get over. Can they find a way through? The Scots regroup. Brilliant tackle, just kept out over the line. That was Drotzka trying to get over. They have to feed. Yanni de Beer. Wriggling through goes Rassie Erasmus. Penalty to the South Africans again. It was a Scottish hand that got the ball back their side. Desperate defence.
It was fantastic defence, but handling on the ruck gives away the 3 points.
Gary Armstrong, as you'd expect, pretty calm. He's seen it all before.
It was wonderful play here from the South Africans off the drive, off the line out, but the defence was secure from Scotland, but maybe a hint of a hand there. to get that ball back in the maul.
Well, if it was a hint to you, it was a cast iron certainty to the referee, Scott, but he's not a Scot, is he?
Well, he was slightly closer to the action after all.
So, a chance for the Springbok.